Welcome back. I am the Electrical Code Coach from electricalexamcoach.com. And this is lesson 3.2 in our video series. And in this exciting video, we're going to be learning all about range calculations. Let's get to it. If you're in the 2023 and previous, you're going to be in section 220.55 and table 220.55. But if you're in the 2026 and later, you're going to be in section 120.55 and table 120.55. Head there in your physical copy of the NEC now. When you get to the table, of course, yours is going to look vastly different, but this will give you an idea of what we're looking at. On the left-hand side is where you're going to find your number of ranges, just like we did with dryers. But then we have three different columns that we can tee off with. Let's break those down now. Column A is if your individual range is 3.49 kW or less. Doesn't matter how many you have, if they're 3.49 kW or less, you're going to use column A. And column A is just another demand factor. You find your number, you find your multiplier, you do your math. So let's imagine that we have six. I'm going to slide over here. We have six 3 kW ranges. We would go down and find six, slide over, and find that it's a 59% demand factor. So all we would do is take our total load multiplied by 0.59, and that would give us our new reduced load. And it's very similar with column B. Column B is also a demand factor. Let's imagine that we had six 7 kW ranges. We would come down on the left-hand side and we would find six. Then we would cross over. Boom, let me do it. And we end up with 43%. And that's just another multiplier. We would take our total load, multiply by 0.43, and get our new reduced load. But then there comes column C. And column C is totally different from anything we've learned so far. It's actually just a replacement value. So let's imagine that we had six 9 kW ranges. Well, normally in the past, we would take 6, multiply by 9, go find our multiplier, and get our new reduced load. But that's not the case with column C. Let's imagine that we do have those six. We would come down, we would go on the left-hand side, we would find our six, and we would cross over and see that it says 21. But we don't multiply 0.21. That 21 is actually a replacement value, meaning that whatever our number would have been, the number is actually 21 kW. And we're done. No math. It's very simple and very clean. We got a lot of examples in this video. Follow along in your book, and with practice, time, and patience, you can become a pro too. How many VAs would you calculate for a 9 kW range in a single-family dwelling unit? Step 1, we're going to find what column our individual range falls into. Well, in this case, it's column C, and that's a replacement value. Now that we know that, we can go through the normal motions of any load calculation. Step 1, we find our total connected load. Well, we already know it. It's 8 kW. Now we check for demand factors. Well, in this case, there is no more demand factors. We're done here, and we select C. Great job. What is the total VA load you would calculate for three 3 kW ranges in a dwelling unit? Step 1, we're going to find what column our individual range falls in. Well, in this case, it's column A, and it's going to be a demand factor. Now we find our total connected load. We take our three ranges multiplied by 3 kW each, and that gives us 9 kW. Now we check for demand factors. We start on the left-hand side, we come down, and we find our multiplier. Now all we have to do is take our original load multiplied by our demand factor, and that gives us our new reduced load. And we select B. What is the total VA load you would calculate for two 3.2 kVA cooking appliances in a dwelling unit? Step 1, we're going to find what column our individual range falls in. Well, in this case, we're back in column A, aren't we? Now we're going to find our total connected load. We take our two ranges multiplied by 3.2, and that gives us 6.4. Now we check for demand factors. When we head over there, we find our number of ranges, we come down, and we find in column A that our multiplier is 0.75. So we take our original load, multiplied by 0.75, and that gives us 4.8. And we select A. Great job. What is the total VA load you would calculate for one 7 kVA range in a dwelling unit? Step 1, we're going to find what individual column that our range falls in. and in this case, it's column B. Step 2, we're going to find our total connected load. Well, it's only one, so the math has been done for us. But now we have to check for demand factors. We're going to start on the left-hand side, find our number of ranges, come over and find our multiplier. We take our original load multiplied by 0.80, and that gives us our new reduced load of 5.6, and we select C. How many VAs would you calculate for a 14.6 kVA range in a dwelling unit? Now, up until this point, we've been dealing with ranges and cooking appliances that are 12 kVA or less, and we've been able to use the table at face value. Now we're going to deal with when our ranges exceed 12 kVA. First thing we're going to do is we're going to find what column our individual range falls in. Now, technically, it still falls into column C, but we have to use some of those notes that are listed down below your table. And note 1 says this: when we've got ranges that are over 12 kVA through 27, and they are of the same rating. What it means, like, as long as they're all of the same kW, meaning you could have 5 13 kWs and you'd be able to apply note 1. What you're going to do is you're going to take the column C value for however many ranges you have, and you're going to increase it by 5% for each one that you are past 12. Let me show you how it's done. First, we find our total connected load. We're going to go over for one range in this case, and we're going to find our starting value, which is 8 kVA. Now what we need to do is increase that number by 5% for each one that we are past 12 or major fraction thereof. It's just like we learned before. If it's 0.49 or less, we're going to drop it. And if it's 0.50 or greater, then we are going to round up. Let me show you how it's done. In this case, we have a 14.6 kVA range. Well, we would round up because we are on the other side of that 0.50. That's going to give us a 15 kVA range. Now all we have to do is see how many we are past 12. So we take our 15 and we minus 12, and that lets us know that we're 3 kVA past 12. Now all we have to do is take 3, which we are past 12, and multiply that by 5%. And that's going to give us our total percentage, because for each one of those, we have to do an additional 5% on top of our column C value. We find that we end up with a 15% increase. Now let me show you the magical part. We're going to take our starting value, which is our column C value, and we're going to multiply it by 1.15. And let me explain why. When you put that 1 there, it replaces the 8 in the math. It is replacing the 8 and then increasing it by that 15%. Now, if you want to do it the long way, you can. What you would do is you would take 8 multiplied by 0.15, which would equal 1.2, and then you'd have to add it back to the original 8, and you would end up with 9.2. But if you'll do it this way, then you can save a step. You just take your base 8, multiply it by 1.15 in this case, and that gives you your total kW of 9.2. And we select A. Great job. Now, I know this may seem challenging at first, but you can do it. And this is testing on a master level. Just take your time, go back over it, and with practice and patience and time in the seat, you can become a pro too. What is the total VA load you would calculate for a 3 kVA cooktop with 2 4 kVA wall-mounted ovens in a dwelling unit? Well, step 1, we're going to find what column or columns our individual ranges fall in. Now, this question seems complicated, but all you have to do is treat the column A ranges like a column A range, the column B ranges like column B ranges, and then just marry the total together. Let me show you what I mean. First, we're going to find our total connected load. For our column A range, it's easy. It's 3 kVA. For our column B ranges, we need to multiply it by 2 because we've got 2 of them. Now, we check for demand factors. Let's do our column A range first. We take our 3 kVA multiplied by 0.80, and that equals 2.4. Then we're going to take our 8, and we're going to multiply it by 0.65, and that equals 5.2. But now we can't forget to total it all up because we're looking for the total demand. When we take and add those together, we're going to end up with 7.6, and we select A. That's it for lesson 3.2 in our video series, and I'm so proud of you. For flashcards and quizzes, you can head over to electricalexamcoach.com. Of course, you can check out all of our videos for free right here on YouTube. No matter what, if there's any way that I can add value to you, that's what I'm interested in. Whether it's in business, in life, you're never a burden. You can email me at electricalcodecoach@gmail.com. I just want to see you win. But my bargain is that these videos will add value to you, and then you will in turn go out and add value to others. Let's get to it. That's the end of lesson 3.2, but I want to take a moment and let you know that you're doing a great job. Just keep up the hard work, and don't forget the reasons that you're doing this. For your kids, for your family, for yourself, to level up in life. It's those reasons that are going to keep you pushing when it gets hard. I want to let you know that if there's anything you need from me, you can always email me at electricalcodecoach@gmail.com. My bargain is that these videos will add value to you, and you will in turn add value to others. Let's get to it.